So tonight I'm going to be talking about the distribution and the impacts of the consumption of homebrew. So we're talking about alcohol, but mostly in relation to homebrew, and there is an increase, a very big increase in the distribution and consumption of homebrew, having some really terrible impacts on the consumers. So homebrew, not only is it a waste of money, although it's cheap, it's like the cheapest form of alcohol. It is detrimental, very detrimental to one's health, and considering our limited access to health facilities and our limited medical supplies. Please, young people, we need to be making very wise decisions. So it's that time of the year when everyone is, happy, we're around families, and we want to have a good time with our families, and just forget about the year and do things that we celebrate, what happened in the year. But it's also a time to sit down and reflect about the year and think about how we can improve in the next year. And the consumption of alcohol, it's good, but it also has its impacts. And excessive drinking is just it has a lot of impacts. And as young people, even from the ages of 14, 15, we know the impacts of alcohol. We've seen the impacts of alcohol in our communities, yet we intake alcohol. So I wanted to share four very important stages of alcohol that I've seen in, I think, post Korea. And if you're reading the newspaper, then good, you've seen this. But if you have not, then I would want you to know about these stages of alcohol, because it's important, and most of us are in one of four of these stages. So first stage of alcohol consumption, and this refers to all types of alcohol. So the first stage of alcohol is the experimental stage, and a lot of us young people, a lot of us between the ages of maybe 16, 17, we're in this stage, the experimental stage of alcohol consumption. This is when we occasionally drink with little to no craving. So we don't crave alcohol, we don't really want to take alcohol, but every once in a while we take alcohol, really to see the impact it has on us and to assess the things that we do when we are under the influence. And then we have number two. Number two is problematic or binge drinking. And this one is when we feel the need to want to frequently drink and be around people that drink. So this stage is usually characterized by, blackouts. We just drink and then we black out, and it results in hangovers. So the first one is just, we don't have any cravings. The second one is when we just want to drink to a point where we have no control over ourselves. Binge drinking that results in hangovers the next day. Number three is dependence, the dependence stage of alcohol. This is when you start to develop dependence on alcohol or tolerance, and your cravings begin to increase. You want to drink all the time. You want to be around people that drink all the time. You crave alcohol. You just want to rely heavily on alcohol. And when you don't drink, you're bored. You do things that you're not supposed to do. So really, alcohol would be sort of a getaway from reality, a getaway for you. And then we have number four, which is the last stage of alcohol, addiction, and that's addiction in itself. This is when drinking becomes priority to you. Every time you have money, you want to drink. Every time you see someone selling alcohol, you want to drink. Every time you're in the store, you want to drink. So this is when alcohol becomes a part of you, and it takes priority in your life, and you're unable to stop. You feel the urge to stop, you promise to stop, but you never stop. Addiction. This is the stage when you really can't do anything about your decision to take alcohol. So let's make wise decisions, young people. We are young, we have a whole life ahead of us. So let's try to make decisions that will not impact us in the long run.